Hi, it's Jim, N4BFR, and I am back. Good to be back. Appreciate everybody's shout outs while I was gone, and nice to get dived back into the data. So, what do you say we do just that and get everybody caught up on what's going on? We'll start off with the daily for today. Tests popped up today. We had been running about 18,000 tests a day. We hit 25,000 today. So that's well above the average we've seen. And we saw cases pop up as well. Cases came up to 2,000. That's only the second time in 10 days they've been over 2,000. Up 14% from last Wednesday. So don't know how much the holiday week played a role in last Wednesday's numbers, so would like to see it played out. At the very least, we are continuing to be kind of at a plateau for tests and cases the way I'm seeing the data at the moment. Positive rate, we're remaining in the yellow at, let's see, it was 8.6% for the day, 9.3% on the 7-day average. If we want to get that percent rate into the green, we're going to probably, and if we keep the same number of cases going, we're going to have to push that testing rate up. It seems like as the case rate falling, the testing rate is falling, and that's not really gaining us any headroom on the percentage positive. So if we want to see ourselves get kind of down out of that yellow zone, we're going to need more tests to do that. Looking at the death reports, we came in very low, half of the 7-day average. So 7-day average is 42. We were at 21. That puts us fairly low for the at least recent past. Taking a look back, we have had some lower days. I don't think that Wednesdays have really been a lower day, so this could be a good sign. Again, hard to say. We're still washing out the holiday data a little bit. But let's see where it goes from an average perspective. It is good that it's down 37 from last week, so that we will take as a positive. Active hospitalizations, like this number, that's down below 15,000, and that's only the second time since June. We popped below last week for a day, and then we went back up above 15,000, so let's hope that this move kind of keeps us below the 15,000 level and kind of treading water from that perspective. The flipping to the CCU side, we've been treading water at the 81-82% range. We're kind of inching back up. The state actually dropped below 80%, 79.5% capacity the Wednesday after Labor Day, and now we're back up to 82.7%. So that may end up being our kind of flat watermark. Another couple of weeks will tell us, but for now it looks like that's staying fairly stable. Interesting on new hospitalizations, we see that number actually starting to climb up. And that's pulling the 7-day average back up a little bit. So we'll watch that over the next couple of weeks as we look at the data. Moving on to the weekly data, I want to catch up. CCU real quick. Before I go, there's the 83%, and then regions EI and N are those that are in brown there. This picture is a heat map, so you can see the three hottest areas in darkest brown, and then different colors go on. So I've been grabbing that from the maps on the new ArcGIS site that they're using for the reports versus the old reports we were getting from the GEMA site. And it appears that has pretty much settled down at this point as far as the variability of the numbers we saw with the switch. Moving over to the weekly. So going back to, normally I publish this chart on Sunday. This is data only through Sunday. We saw a drop off week over week, and the real significance was several of these down were about 20%, which is a higher drop than we've been seeing. I think if you factor in the holiday week, that is going to have some meaningful impact on tests, particularly, and probably more so cases. The deaths were down, though, and that is a good sign, and hopefully that will continue to stay stable, falling back down into the 200 deaths a week range is a lot better than the upper 400. So hopefully we're going to see that as a good trend, and with today's number only being 24, that would certainly help drive our way that way this week. So other weekly numbers that we typically look at, these are numbers we usually show on Wednesday. Here's the total pandemic data. You can see, it feels like to me that when I'm looking at new case reports, I'm seeing the downward trend start to flatten out some. It probably shows up more in the 7-day average than it does in the daily case numbers, but either way, it seems like a good curve. And there's the hospitalizations, and you can see that start to pick up a little bit. And those are COVID hospitalizations. So different group getting infected, don't know yet. I think, so we've had a week after Labor Day now, probably 2 more weeks. If we're seeing growth then, we're going to see that's when we're really going to be able to pick it out in the data. The other total pandemic data we look at is the fatality data, and again, as dropping down some. That 7-day average, you can see it really kind of plateaued over the last week or so, as well as the hospitalization data. And we haven't seen that CCU data move back down below 90 or below 80% for a significant amount of time. If we look back in the April-May area, it was staying below 70%. So we are still elevated. More than fair to say we are way down off the peak, but it's not solved. It is still elevated over what we were seeing in the May-June time periods. Looking at the scorecard that they look at the White House and federal level, those cases per 100,000 residents was continuing to trickle down, and now we're just starting to see a little hook back up. Don't know if that's going to be permanent or not, something to watch for in the next week. And then the positive percentage rate is bouncing around just under 10%, so we remain in the yellow for that score. And that's the update today. Felt like more than it was, just lots of charts and pulling stuff back together to get back caught up. I'm working on a changing schedule for the videos. I'm considering going to twice a week for the videos based on the amount of viewership we're getting and the amount of data I have to share. So, my thinking is possibly Wednesdays and Sundays, but I'm looking forward to getting some feedback and understanding what people are looking for when. So please leave a comment or question or a thought on either this video here or on the Reddit page for the video with your thoughts on if we drop this video to 2 days a week, and we'll see how that ends up. So going to wrap it up for today. For the short term, I will be back tomorrow, and then we'll see how the changes go going forward. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.